Hello there, Internet. Uh, my name is. You know what? Irrelevant. Doesn't matter. What matters is I am moving my content to YouTube as opposed to Instagram, and I figured why not move that content with, like, a special. Whatever. Basically, I used to do a lot of, like, ranking content on Instagram, and I will still continue to do that should I decide that I want to keep doing it. But now I will also be reposting my ranking videos in like 3 at a time in a longer format on YouTube with the intention that, I don't know, maybe the content gets more views, maybe other stuff happens. I'm not totally sure. But something that I am sure about is that the longer form content is definitely stuff that should be stuck to YouTube. So, yeah, this is video one, I guess, of the longer form content that I'm going to be posting on YouTube. I'm basically just going to be taking 3 of my Instagram shorts and just conglomerating and editing them together and giving you guys the rankings with that, with uh, little intermissions between. And if you notice that every time it goes from one video to the other, I'm wearing a different shirt. That's just because pretty much all of the videos were filmed on different days when I was wearing different shirts. And I understand that may be jarring, but at the same time, not really anything I can do about it except if I wanted to uh remake those videos, which I really don't feel like it. So, yeah, on with the content. How's it going? So, probably none of you remember this, but 4 years ago, I made a list ranking One Piece devil fruits, which are magical fruits, and when you eat them, you gain superpowers, but you lose the ability to swim. And don't ask me why I did this. I was in a phase of major obsession. I mean, I still kind of am, but uh yeah, so currently my list has 147 of these devil fruits ranked. So basically, these fruits are ranked in 4 different categories out of 10, meaning they got like X out of 10 in power, which is like combative ability, X out of 10 in utility, which is what it sounds like, practical uses and stuff. Or they got an X out of 10 in benefits slash detriments. If the higher the number, the less the detriments, and the lower the number, the more the detriments. Like bad things about activating the fruit power. And then the and then fourth and finally we have the potential, which actually swap those two, but potential is like hypothetically you could reach the pinnacle of whatever your power is. So, like, potential is just a measurement of how high that cap is. So, I'm going to share with you guys the bottom 2 at this list of 147, and then in future videos, I will be going over them in batches of 5 now that I no longer have to explain what I'm doing here just because this video now exists. Alright, first of all, we have the axolotl fruit, number 147 on this list of 147. It got a 0 out of 10 in strength, it got a 0 out of 10 in utility, it got a 0 out of 10 in potential, and it got a 1 out of 10 in detriments. Why, you may ask? Well, it's because axolotls need to live in water. The problem with devil fruits is, regardless of what power it gives you, you lose the ability to swim. So, you're an axolotl that can only live in water, or, well, you're an axolotl or axolotl human hybrid who can only live in water, but you can't swim. Very counterintuitive. It's not good for combat, it's not good for pretty much anything else, and even the 1 out of 10 is assuming that the no swim rule doesn't apply to freshwater. Now, our second biggest loser is 146, the dachshund fruit, which is what it sounds like. These aren't the actual names of the fruits, but they do sum up what they do. The dachshund fruit just turns you into a dachshund or a human dachshund hybrid, which, gotta say, not exactly one of the best dogs or canine related species to be transformed into. Like a wolf, hell yeah. A Labrador Retriever, I mean, not as good, but still better than a dachshund. This thing ranked 0 out of 10 in power. It ranked 3 out of 10 in utility because you can use that tiny body to, like, squirm into tight spaces. It got a 3 out of 10 in potential because, unlike the axolotl fruit, you can actually use this one, like, regularly. And devil fruits have these things called awakenings where you get to the maximum of your potential. So hypothetically, you could become maximum dachshund, but what would that even look like? And then it got a 2 in detriments, similar to the reason that the axolotl got a 1 in detriments, which is that, like, it's useful, kind of, but the bad about it outweighs the good a lot. And yeah, those are my first 2 rankings. I'll be back later with numbers 145 through 141. Anybody gonna ask for an intermission? Alright, the first fruit that I got, number 150 on this list of 152, is the jacket fruit. Now, the jacket fruit, again, these are not their actual names, but it speaks for itself. It does not create jackets. It allows you to turn yourself, your body, into a jacket. Which I know is a very weird thing to say, but basically, you turn your own body into, like, a flesh suit, and then another person can wear your skin. I know this is sounding very weird, just bear with me. Another person wears your body, and then you are in control of the body, and it's now the body of the person who put you on. So, you can see why this fruit is at the bottom of the list. It has a 0 out of 10 in strength, a 0 out of 10 in utility, but it's got a 10 out of 10 in potential, and that is because, hypothetically, you have the potential to gain the physical strengths and prowess of anyone. World's greatest weightlifter, world's greatest pole vaulter, whatever. They put you on as the jacket, and you get their physique. You don't necessarily get their skills, but you get their physique. And yeah, detriments 0 out of 10. I don't need to re-explain to you why. Now the next one is the heal fruit. Now you might be thinking, oh, this lets you self-heal. Kind of. The heal fruit basically allows you to create healing tears. You can heal others with them, you can heal yourself with them, but the thing is, the tears that you cry that heal people are comprised of either your lifespan or any amount of lifespan that you take from, like, a willing donor, or I guess if you're kind of a cruel person, then an unwilling donor. But Yeah, it got a 2 in power because it's not really combative, but it would be useful in a combat scenario. It got a 6 in utility, mainly because of the fact that it heals people. It got a 6 in potential because of, like, we have yet to see how much, like, to what extent this can heal people. So, yeah, that's there. And then a 3 in detriments just because it takes up your lifespan or the lifespan of others in order to heal the wounds. And next on the list, number 148, is the turtle fruit. Yes, a devil fruit that allows you to transform into a turtle. I should probably clarify there are like 3 different specifications of devil fruits. Zoans are the ones that let you like turn into animals and stuff. Logias allow you to create, manipulate, and transform into a particular element. And paramecias, kind of just a category for anything that doesn't fit in, like the jacket fruit and the heel fruit are paramecias. But the turtle fruit is going back to Zoan. It allows you to turn yourself into a turtle or a turtle human hybrid, and because of that, you can get like a cool defensive shell. It gets a 4 out of 10 for power, as well as 5 out of 10 for utility. I can see how the shield would come in handy, but it also got a 4 out of 10 in potential and a 6 out of 10 in detriments for a total combined score of 19. It, by the way, the heel fruit got a 17 out of 40, and the jacket fruit got a 10 out of 40. So, next we got the tanuki fruit, which, if you don't know what a tanuki is, just look it up. It's nothing bad. It is a Japanese raccoon dog. So, if you would like to turn into a Japanese raccoon dog, that is your deal. It's got a 3 out of 10 for power because it's not really combative or combatively useful, but it is like good for evasion, I guess. You got a 4 out of 10 for utility just because it it can't possibly be worse at utility than the Dachshund. Uh, let's see. It got a 3 out of 10 for potential because how much potential does a raccoon dog really have? And then it got a 10 out of 10 in detriments because there's not really a detriment to turning into a tanuki. It's just like now you're a tanuki. And the last one I'm going to cover in this video, the rhinoceros beetle fruit. Simple enough, it allows you to turn into a rhinoceros beetle or a rhinoceros beetle human hybrid. It scored a 4 out of 10 in power just because, like, I mean, if you go full rhinoceros beetle, you're not going to be very strong, but if you go like half and half, the proportional strength of a rhinoceros beetle is pretty tough. Now, it got a 7 out of 10 in utility, and honestly, I don't know why I gave it a 7 out of 10 in utility. I remember I made. Damn it. Remember I made these rankings like 4 years ago? I put down like notes for myself, and all I put down for rhinoceros beetle is hybrid could be cool. But feel free to join me next time when I actually do cover numbers 145 through 141. And believe me, 145 will surprise you that it exists. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the content that I have for this video. Be sure to check out my channel if you want more videos like this. Maybe you want to see the rest of my rankings. Maybe you want to see the rest of other things. Maybe you just want other things. And I don't know, maybe I'll put Warframe content up. But until that day comes, see you later.